John F. Kennedy Jr. was the son of John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States. Tragically, JFK Jr. was killed in a plane crash in 1999. Or was he?
Think you will ever run? Did you ever run? Is that something people?
Being an editor of a political magazine, you're able to be in politics without really being in politics.
Right,
you know?
right.
So it's like being the vice president, I guess. But...
Yeah.
What if he were about to re-emerge as the vice president of Donald Trump?
Who's going to be your vice president pick?
Oh, I'll let you know first.
Who, by the way, is still the president? What do we need to know?
Sure, so there was this figure Q who was giving these anonymous clues, and then someone named R shows up and starts saying, you know, all of this is really about JFK Jr. And so that's kind of where it begins. And eventually Q comes back and kind of says, like, this JFK Jr. stuff's garbage, you know, what have you been tricking all my people? But the JFK Jr. stuff really starts there, that JFK Jr. faked his death to take on the deep state and help Donald Trump. So I want to point out here that R is the letter after Q, and so that's sort of the explanation for that.
Is it or is it, Will?
Kennedy, the father, is killed by the deep state, you know, in 1963. JFK Jr. sees this and says, oh man, the deep state might come for me, and I want to get revenge on them for murdering my father. And so for years, he builds up this relationship with Donald Trump, you know, because they were both sort of these New York socialite figures. There are pictures of them together. And so this is used to suggest that they were like best buddies.
This letter that you got from JFK, August 19th, July 19th, 99. Your father passed away when,
right.
in July?
JFK Jr., that's exactly correct. He just, I mean, it must have been the last thing, one of the last things he did. He was a great guy. He was a friend of mine.
Dear Donald, I read over...
Then, in this storyline, JFK Jr. fakes his death in this plane crash to sort of go undercover and sort of lay the groundwork for the QAnon journey and eventually emerge. He was going to replace Mike Pence.
Won't you read this little letter right here?
What's in that letter? What's in that letter? Look out!
And then he would sort of kind of help Trump and sort of get this final revenge on the deep state. But basically, the idea is that, you know, back in the 90s or the 80s, they kind of cut this deal and they said, Donald Trump said, man, this stuff is really messed up, you know. And JFK Jr. said, tell me about it, you know, they shot my dad. And so then they sort of teamed up and JFK Jr. went into hiding.
Man, and he's been through a lot. You know, he's died, he's come back. He's living as this man, Vincent. He's trying to pull off fedoras in modern times. It's difficult.
Well, certainly, yeah.
Amazing. He had a hat on. He had a little bit of a black eye.
I expect most of you people think I'm going to come out here and eat a nice big slice of humble pie.